The air buzzed with restless energy at Lincoln Elementary in Mesa, Arizona, where Career Week had the third graders perched on a frayed reading rug, eyes wide with dreams too big for their small frames. 8-year-old Marcus Tate, a black boy with a wiry build and a grin that could light up a blackout, bounced in his seat, barely containing the secret he'd guarded all week. His dad was coming. His dad, who worked at NASA. Not the bakery, not the fire station, but where stars weren't just wishes, but destinations. The room hummed as kids shared. My mom's a nurse. My dad fixes cars. Then Marcus's turn came, and he sat up tall, voice steady as a rocket's thrust. My dad works at NASA. He builds stuff for Mars. A beat of silence, then a snicker rippled through the rug. Eyes flicked to Mr. Harold Grayson, their teacher, a wiry man in his early 40s with a smirk tugging at his lips. NASA, huh? He said, voice dripping with that grown-up tone that turns pride into a punchline. That's a big story, Marcus. Maybe stick to something we can all picture. The laugh that followed wasn't loud, just sharp enough to slice through Marcus's chest. Kids giggled, one muttering, Mars? Yeah, right. Marcus's hands, once waving with excitement, dropped to his lap, his sneakers stilled. The rug felt like quicksand, swallowing the boy who dared to dream beyond the room's low ceiling. Mr. Grayson moved on, oblivious to the weight he'd just dropped. But Marcus felt it, every ounce of it. And as the clock ticked toward the afternoon, he wondered if the truth could ever outshine a laugh that loud. Then, the door creaked open. The laughter lingered like smoke, curling around Marcus Tate's ears as the morning dragged on at Lincoln Elementary. His shoulders hunched, a fortress against the whispers that darted across the reading rug. He's making it up, hissed Tyler, a freckled boy with a smirk too big for his face. My dad says NASA's for geniuses, not... He stopped, but his eyes flicked to Marcus's dark skin, the unspoken, loud as a shout. Marcus stared at the rug's faded blue threads, counting them to keep his fists from curling tighter. Mr. Harold Grayson didn't notice. Or didn't care. He shuffled papers at his desk, calling out, Settle down, let's move to math. His voice was flat, like he hadn't just cracked Marcus's world open. By lunch, the cafeteria buzzed with chatter, but Marcus sat alone at the end of a sticky table. His sandwich sat untouched, crusts curling in the heat. Aisha Cole, a girl with braids and a quiet fierceness, slid onto the bench beside him. I believe you, she said, her voice a lifeline. Marcus nodded, but his eyes stayed on the table. Doesn't matter, he muttered. They think I'm a liar. Aisha frowned. They're wrong, your dad's coming, right? Marcus shrugged, doubt gnawing at his ribs. What if he didn't? What if Mr. Grayson was right? Across the room, Tyler and a cluster of boys snickered, tossing crumpled napkins like grenades. Hey Marcus, where's your spaceship? One called. Marcus's jaw tightened, but he didn't look up. Then Tyler strutted over, leaning in close. My dad says people like you don't work at NASA. Prove it. Marcus's head snapped up, eyes blazing. I don't have to prove anything to you. Tyler smirked. Guess we'll see. He sauntered off, leaving Marcus's heart hammering, a storm brewing behind his quiet stare. Back in the classroom, Mr. Grayson's voice droned through spelling words. Cat, bat, hat, like nothing had happened. But Marcus felt every glance, every stifled giggle. He traced the desk's chipped edge, replaying the morning. Maybe stick to something we can all picture. The words stung worse each time, a whip crack against his pride. He'd spent nights dreaming of rockets, of his dad's stories lighting up the sky. Now, they were just ash in his throat. He glanced at Aisha, who offered a small smile, but it couldn't pierce the fog, settling over him. At recess, the playground roared with life. Kids racing, swings creaking, but Marcus lingered by the fence, kicking dirt. Aisha joined him, arms crossed. You're not going to let them win, are you? She asked. Marcus kicked harder. They already did. Mr. Grayson laughed. Everyone laughed. Aisha stepped closer. Not me. And your dad, he's real, right? Marcus nodded, slow. Yeah, but what if they don't believe him either? Aisha's eyes narrowed. Then they're stupid, and we'll make them see. Inside, Mr. Grayson chatted with Ms. Rivera, the art teacher, by the water fountain. Kid's got an imagination, he said, chuckling. NASA? Come on. Ms. Rivera tilted her head. What if it's true? Mr. Grayson waved her off. Doubt it. You know how kids exaggerate. His words floated through the hall, a careless breeze Marcus didn't hear but felt in his bones. The clock ticked toward the afternoon, each second a weight. Marcus wasn't bouncing anymore. He was sinking, a boy whose truth had been branded a lie. The presentations loomed, and Marcus's stomach twisted. What if Dr. Leonard Tate got stuck in traffic? What if he forgot? Worse, what if he came and Mr. Grayson still smirked? Marcus doodled a rocket on his notebook, then scratched it out, ink bleeding across the page. He wasn't sure what he wanted anymore, to be right or to disappear. Aisha nudged him. "Stop it, he's coming." Marcus didn't answer, but his knees bounced under the desk, a silent prayer. Outside, the Arizona sun beat down, relentless. Inside, the air grew thick, heavy with unspoken things. Mr. Grayson clapped his hands. "All right, let's get ready for the parents." Kids cheered, but Marcus's chest tightened. He wasn't a liar. He wasn't a joke. But the room felt like a courtroom and he was on trial. Tyler smirked from across the rug. Mr. Grayson adjusted his tie, oblivious. And Marcus waited, a small black boy with a big truth, wondering if anyone would listen when it walked through the door. 3 nights before career week, Marcus Tate sat cross-legged on a patchy blanket in his backyard, the mesa sky sprawling above like a canvas of spilled ink and glitter. Beside him, Dr. Leonard Tate, a black man with steady hands and a voice smooth as a late-night radio host, adjusted a telescope. "See that red dot?" he asked, pointing. "That's Mars." Marcus squinted, his breath catching. "The one you talked to?" Dr. Tate grinned, his NASA badge glinting faintly in the starlight. "Yep, takes a while to say hello back, sometimes 20 minutes. Marcus's eyes widened. "Like texting with no signal?" Dr. Tate laughed, deep and warm. "Exactly, kiddo. Space has the worst service." Those moments were Marcus's treasure. Quiet nights when his dad turned equations into magic. Dr. Tate worked on Mars relays, building systems that whispered to rovers across planets. At home, he was just dad, sipping coffee from a chipped mug, explaining orbits over cereal. His skin, dark like Marcus's, carried a story of grit, first in his family to college, then to NASA. "Took a lot of no's to get here," he'd say, ruffling Marcus's hair. "But yes only needs one chance." Marcus soaked it up, feeling 10 feet tall beside him. One evening, Marcus trailed Dr. Tate into the garage, a cluttered cave of wires and tools. "What's this do?" he asked, poking a coil of cable. Dr. Tate knelt, his blazer swapped for a faded tee. "Helps a satellite call home. Without it, we'd lose the signal." Marcus tilted his head. "So it's like a space phone line?" Dr. Tate nodded. "You got it. Simple, but it matters." Marcus beamed, imagining his dad's hands threading the universe together. He'd run inside, grab a juice pouch, and pepper him with questions. "Do astronauts sleep upside down? Does Mars smell weird?" Dr. Tate answered every one, patient as the stars. Bedtime was sacred. Marcus hauled a NASA folder, dog-eared, off-limits, onto his quilt. "Can I take this to school?" he begged, tracing the logo. Dr. Tate sat on the bed's edge, his voice soft but firm. "That's classified, Marcus. But you don't need it, your words are enough." Marcus frowned. "What if they laugh?" Dr. Tate's eyes darkened, knowing the world his son faced, how a black boy's truth could be a target. "If they laugh, you stand tall. Truth doesn't need their permission, it just needs you." Marcus clutched the folder tighter. "But what if they don't believe me?" Dr. Tate leaned in. "Then you keep saying it. They'll catch up." The next night, Marcus scribbled notes in his room, bubble letters spelling Mars and spacecraft. He drew Dr. Tate holding a satellite, a superhero in a blazer. "I'm gonna tell him everything," he said, practicing in the bathroom mirror. He mimicked his dad's calm point. "It talks to robots," and added a grin. "Space phones, y'all." He pictured the class clapping, Mr. Grayson nodding. It felt real, close enough to touch. Dr. Tate poked his head in. "Ready?" Marcus nodded, chest puffed. "Ready." Once, at a NASA open house, Marcus had worn a junior badge, matching his dad's. They'd stood by a model rover, Dr. Tate explaining gears while folks stared, some curious, some surprised. A white engineer had clapped Dr. Tate's shoulder. "Good to see you here, Len." Marcus caught the edge in it, the unsaid, "You don't belong." Dr. Tate just smiled. "Been here a while." Later, Marcus asked, "Why'd he look funny at you?" Dr. Tate sighed. "Some people see a box and think we can't step out of it. Prove 'em wrong by living, not fighting." Marcus didn't get it all, but he felt the weight. That backyard night, under Marcus's faint glow, Dr. Tate pulled Marcus close. "You're my relay, you know, keeping me connected down here." Marcus giggled. "I'm a space phone?" Dr. Tate chuckled. "The best one." The telescope gleamed, the sky stretched endless, and Marcus believed he could reach it because his dad already had. Those moments built him, brick by brick, a black boy with a legacy of stars. But back at Lincoln Elementary, with Mr. Grayson's laugh still ringing, that foundation wobbled. Marcus didn't know it yet, but his dad was already on his way, ready to steady it again. The clock at Lincoln Elementary ticked past 1:30, and the classroom buzzed as parents trickled in for Career Week's grand finale. Marcus Tate sat rigid, palms slick with sweat, his eyes darting to the door. Mr. Harold Grayson stood by the whiteboard, clipboard in hand, his voice chipper. "Next up, we've got—" He froze mid-sentence. The door swung open, and Dr. Leonard Tate stepped in, a navy blazer crisp against his dark skin, NASA badge gleaming like a medal. The room hushed, a collective breath held. Marcus's chair scraped the tile as he bolted upright, mouth agape. Dr. Tate scanned the faces, then locked eyes with his son. "Hey, Marcus," he said, voice steady. "Told you I'd make it." Mr. Grayson blinked, lips parting, but no sound came. Dr. Tate strode to the front, calm as a storm's eye. "I'm Dr. Leonard Tate," he announced. "I design spacecraft systems at NASA." The words hit like a thunderclap. Kids leaned forward, wide-eyed. Tyler's smirk faltered. Aisha whispered, "Told you?" Marcus's chest swelled, but doubt still flickered. Would they believe it now? Dr. Tate clicked a remote, and the screen lit up with a Mars relay satellite, red dust swirling in orbit. "This keeps our rovers talking," he said. "Millions of miles away, we hear them because of this." A boy in the back shot up a hand. "You fly rockets?" Dr. Tate chuckled. "No, I build their voices. Think space phones, with terrible reception." Laughter rippled, light and real. Marcus's lips twitched into a smile. Another girl piped up. "You've been to Mars?" Dr. Tate grinned. "Not yet, but I help us get there." He flipped to a photo, him in a clean room, suited up, a rover's frame behind him. The class gasped, a chorus of, "Whoa!" Tyler slumped lower in his seat. Mr. Grayson shifted, clipboard trembling slightly. "That's, impressive," he managed, his usual swagger gone. Dr. Tate nodded politely, then turned to the screen. "This is my favorite part," he said, clicking again. A picture flashed, him and Marcus at NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab, both in badges, grinning under bright lights. "My son keeps me grounded while I reach for the stars." The room softened, eyes darting to Marcus, who sat taller, fists unclenching. Aisha nudged him. "See?" But the air thickened as Dr. Tate paused, his gaze sweeping the class. "I heard something earlier," he said, voice low, deliberate. "Someone said NASA's unrealistic for some folks." He let the word hang, heavy as iron. Mr. Grayson's face tightened, a flush creeping up his neck. Marcus held his breath. Dr. Tate turned to him. "Marcus, what do you think?" The question was a spotlight. Marcus swallowed, then stood. Small but steady. "It's real. You're real. I wasn't lying." His voice trembled, then hardened. "You make Mars talk. And I'm proud of you." The silence stretched, taut as a wire. Dr. Tate smiled, slow and fierce. "That's my boy." Then he faced Mr. Grayson, eyes cool. "Guess realistic depends on who's looking." The teacher's jaw worked, words stuck behind his teeth. Well, I didn't mean," he stammered. Dr. Tate raised a hand. "No need. Just thought I'd clarify." His tone was polite, but the edge cut deep. Kids whispered, heads swiveling. Tyler stared at the floor. Aisha beamed. Mr. Grayson cleared his throat, desperate to reclaim the room. "Thank you, Dr. Tate. Very educational." He forced a smile, but it wobbled. Dr. Tate ignored it, turning back to the class. Questions? Hands shot up. Do aliens use your stuff? How fast do rockets go? Dr. Tate answered, smooth and sure, each word a brick rebuilding Marcus's world. The screen glowed with Mars's craters, a testament no one could deny. Marcus watched, heart pounding, pride drowning out the morning's echoes. Then it came, the moment Marcus hadn't dared hope for. Dr. Tate stepped to his desk, pulling a small patch from his pocket. A NASA logo, stitched in gold. For you, he said, pressing it into Marcus's hand. You earned it. Marcus clutched it, eyes shining. The class erupted, clapping, some cheering. Tyler stayed silent, arms crossed. Mr. Grayson tried to join in, his applause late and limp. Great job, Marcus, he said, voice thin. Marcus didn't look at him. He looked at his dad, a black man who'd walked in and turned doubt to dust. Dr. Tate checked his watch. Gotta run, Mars doesn't wait. He moved to the door, then paused, glancing at Mr. Grayson. Believe in these kids, he said softly. They're bigger than you think. He left, blazer swishing, leaving a wake of awe. The room buzzed, kids crowding Marcus. Your dad's cool. Can he come back? Aisha grinned. Told you twice. Marcus held the patch, a quiet fire in his chest. Mr. Grayson stood alone, clipboard dangling, staring at the empty doorway. The truth had walked in, and it wasn't leaving. The final bell loomed at Lincoln Elementary, but the classroom still hummed with the echo of Dr. Leonard Tate's exit. Marcus Tate sat at his desk, the NASA patch warm in his palm, a shield against the morning's sting. Kids zipped backpacks, chairs scraped, but Marcus stayed still, soaking in the shift. Mr. Harold Grayson hovered near the whiteboard, his clipboard forgotten, eyes darting to Marcus, then away. The air felt different, lighter for Marcus, heavier for the man who'd laughed. As the room emptied, Mr. Grayson shuffled over, hands fidgeting. Marcus, he started, voice softer than usual. Your dad, he's something else. Marcus looked up, steady. Yeah, he is. Mr. Grayson nodded, awkward. I got ahead of myself earlier. Didn't mean it to come out like that. Marcus's gaze didn't waver. You laughed. The words landed sharp. Mr. Grayson winced, rubbing his neck. I did, and I'm sorry. Teachers mess up sometimes. I should have listened. Marcus studied him, then shrugged. Okay. He stood, slinging his backpack over one shoulder, the patch tucked safe in his pocket. Mr. Grayson called after him. You're a good kid, Marcus. Keep dreaming big. Marcus paused at the door, glancing back. I always do. He walked out, head high, leaving Mr. Grayson alone with the weight of his own words. In the hall, Aisha caught up, grinning. He looked like he swallowed a frog, Marcus smirked. Good, she nudged him. You're a legend now. He didn't answer, but his steps felt surer, the patch a heartbeat against his side. That evening, the Mesa sky burned orange as Marcus sat at the kitchen table, a bowl of mac and cheese steaming. Dr. Tate leaned on the counter, sipping from a mug stamped Space Geek. Silence settled, comfortable. Then Marcus spoke. You heard him, didn't you? Mr. Grayson laughing? Dr. Tate set the mug down, eyes serious. Yeah, heard it from the hall. Marcus poked his food. Why do people do that? Dr. Tate sat across from him, voice low. Some folks build walls around what they think's possible. When you step past them, they stumble. Doesn't make it right. Marcus frowned. I didn't feel big today, not till you came. Dr. Tate leaned in. You were big the second you spoke. Took guts to say it, even when they laughed. I'm proud of you. Marcus's lips curved, small but real. Thanks, Dad. Dr. Tate tapped the table. You're my relay, remember? We keep each other strong. Marcus nodded, the ache easing, replaced by something solid. Next morning, the playground buzzed. Kids who'd smirked now orbited Marcus. Your dad's a rocket guy, one asked. Ever meet an astronaut? Another pressed. Marcus kept it cool. Yeah, maybe. Aisha walked beside him, smug. They get it now. Marcus shrugged. Didn't need him to. She laughed. Still feels good, though. He couldn't argue. Vindication tasted sweet. In the staff lounge, Mr. Grayson sat alone, coffee cooling. He scribbled a note. Marcus, I was wrong. Dream as big as you want. Mr. Grayson, and slipped it into Marcus's cubby later. Marcus found it at lunch, read it once, then tucked it away. He didn't need the words, he'd already won, but maybe Mr. Grayson needed to write them, to unburden the lessons sinking in. A black boy's truth wasn't his to judge. As the final bell rang, Marcus stepped into the sun, backpack light, spirit lighter. Dr. Tate had shown up, badge, brilliance, and all, proving what Marcus knew: his voice mattered. Mr. Grayson's doubt had cracked, not Marcus's. At home, he'd pinned that patch to his wall, a star of his own. The world could laugh, but it couldn't dim him. Not anymore. And somewhere in that quiet classroom, a teacher learned what Marcus always carried: dreams don't shrink for anyone. They just need someone brave enough to hold them high.